Hey, what's up guys, it's Apollo Uchiha here, back with another part of What If Naruto the Blonde's Future. Last time we left off when the final battle began as everyone was watching in the audience at the orb. And now we're going to continue from there. And if you haven't, please leave a like and subscribe to my channel if you like the content of this channel. And guys, I'm thinking of making a new movie. Just like the previous one, it's going to be unscripted as well. And it's going to be Godzilla based. Okay, and it will be uploaded after I upload this video, maybe 2 to 3 hours later on. And without further ado, let's continue our story. A red chakra cloak like the one Naruto had when he fought Sasuke in the Valley of End formed around Hinata. Not too shabby, converting and dispersing it like that, Naruto. The Nine Tails part. Naruto made several clones and they left to different parts of the battlefield. You're late, Naruto. Shikamaru extended a hand and a moment later he too had a chakra cloak forming around him. Running around the battlefield, the shinobi were lit up one by one, like matches getting lit. An arm reached out to try and get him, but Hinata fired off a technique, which sent the arm flying and crashing into a stone wall. Back with the audience. With just a basic Yuga technique, she was able to send it flying. Fukaku awed. He remembered sparring with a Yuga member and getting tossed around by chakra compressed air. He could only tell when they were going to fire on off one of that based on the amount of chakra condensing in their palms he saw with his Sharingan on. Looks like everyone just got a power up, Drea laughed. Back with the orb. Those connections that you keep rambling on and on about are what turned me into the man standing in front of you right now. Know this, what you speak of can also become a powerful curse. Back in the audience, Obito frowned. Was he always such a douchebag? Back with the orb. Naruto, Kakashi started. I was the one who uttered those words to you. That phrase was also something of a warning to myself, as there were many comrades that I failed to protect. That mantra is something that I try to live by, but it doesn't change the harsh reality for all those I couldn't protect before you. Uttering those words mean shouldering that burden for the rest of your life. Those that endure, that's why we're ninjas, right? Naruto gripped his fist and put it to his heart. I could give two shits even if it's a curse. I'm placing the real Neji right now. Back with the audience. This is what it means to endure, Hiruzen said. Looks like you surpassed the both of us already. Minato smiled. I'd never be able to do something like that. I'm proud of you, Naruto. Kushina ran a hand through his hair. The number of links and the sheer volume of chakra you can funnel out is amazing, Minato added. Back with the orb. The shinobi ran forward and jumped high into the sky. The Nine Tails cloak merged into one and forming into a bird, cutting through the 10 tails long arms that were blocking them. A phoenix, Tsunade said in the audience. How fitting, if not a little ironic. Back with the orb. Lee kicked straight through Madara, severing his connection with the 10 tails. Back in the audience. He looks exactly like Guy. Kakashi ground, spandex and all. Hey, Kai Sensei grows up to become the strongest taijutsu user ever. Naruto defended. The strongest, huh? Kakashi scoffed. Have you seen his father, Might Die? It's the eternal Genin we're talking about here. Minato knocked Kakashi's head. Now, Kakashi, that's no way to talk about your friend's father. He pointed to the screen. You found a close friend and an eternal rival. For what I have seen on the screen. For what strongest taijutsu user? I think that's kind of a stretch, right Naruto? He is, you know. You see. Naruto sat up straighter in his chair. Are you suggesting, yeah, let's get Dai Sensei here to watch it? That can be arranged, Hiruzen nodded. By the way, he's not a sensei, Naruto. Naruto scoffed. Just because he didn't pass the academics, he's more than qualified to be one. If you all ever saw past that. Back with the orb. Naruto threw a Rasen Shuriken cutting off Obito's connection with the 10 tails. Here's the difference between me and you. I'll never serve the bonds I've made, and I'll hope no one would serve the bonds they made with me. Back in the audience, the orb sized out and faded. Looks like that the end of the memory. Inoichi leaned back. He looked at the clock on the wall. It's 7 in the evening already. Alright, let's get Itachi here. But isn't Itachi dead? How will he be able to see the future through him? Mikoto asked, having trouble saying her son had died when she had seen him in the estate a few hours prior. His residual chakra clung onto Sasuke all the way up until the final battle with him. So I'll still be able to see everything through future Sasuke's eyes. Naruto explained. After a while, Fugaku returned to the Hokage's basement with Itachi in tow. Hello, Naruto. Itachi bowed slightly. Naruto managed to merge his chakra once again with Itachi, and Inoichi put his hands on their shoulders. Let's finish this quickly. I'm starving. I shall have my Anbu get us some food. Hiruzen laughed. He never knew his Anbu would one day deliver food. Back with the orb. Sasuke and his team were dressed in black cloaks. Is this the place? He asked. It looks abandoned. Calling it dilapidated would be an understatement, Sugastu added. Back with the audience. Is that an old Uzumaki temple? Minato asked. It is, Kushina nodded. How did they find it? Usually it's all pretty far from the village. Back with orb. Which one is it? Sasuke asked, looking at the row of Reaper masks. Let's see, where was it now? Orochimaru snakes one of the masks from the wall. It's time to move on to the place where all the secret slumbers. They moved into Konoha, where Sasuke leapt up to a tall pole. This place hasn't changed quite a bit since I left. Back with the audience. Deja vu, Obito said. There are always so many similarities between you and Sasuke. Naruto. Well, he's my closest friend after all. The audience looked at Naruto's missing hand and nodded just for agreement's sake. Back with the orb. Sasuke and his crew moved and, using a technique, opened up a slab of rock. Back with the audience. That's Fukaku's side. There's nothing left of the Uchiha Nakano's shrine. On the surface anyways, he continued. Hopefully whatever is underneath is still intact. Back with the orb. The Uchiha slab sat in front of them. I suppose I should begin. Orochimaru put the mask on his face. Stand back. Chakra flowed from Orochimaru, the Reaper possessing his body. The Reaper used the knife to cut into its own belly, releasing multiple souls and giving Orochimaru back the use of his arms. They're back, Orochimaru wheezed. And now I'll finally be able to cast a reanimation. Back with the audience. It seemed he finally got his arms back. Huh, old man, Jiraiya said. I've pained him long enough. It seems he'd about to turn over a new leaf. Hiruzen spoke. Back with the orb. Here they come. Orochimaru panted as he got into a new body. The ones who know it all, the previous Hokage. Back with the audience. Grandfather. Old man. Tsunade looked at the screen. They were all standing in front now. Minato, it's you! Kushina spoke. Well, I did kinda die. Back with the orb. Tobirama sounded exasperated. That's the Orochimaru brat again. What's going on? Hashirama asked. After Minato explained everything, Hashirama casted a curious glance at Minato. Who's this guy? I'm the fourth Hokage, sir. Minato pointed to his cloak. Holy crap, a fourth? Hashirama smiled wildly. Splendid! The village has endured for quite some time, it seems. I can't really confirm that. I actually died and got sealed long before the third died. So tell me, who's the fifth? Hashirama got excited. Your granddaughter, Princess Tsunade. Orochimaru informed him. Hashirama's mood soared instantly. He dropped in on himself. Tsunade, huh? The village. Is it still standing? Back in the audience, Jiraiya fell out of his seat laughing. Oh, this is cold. Damn it, grandfather. Tsunade massaged her head. I am a good Hokage, she repeated to herself. I am a good Hokage. Hiruzen beat back a chuckle. Back with the orb. Since she was my first granddaughter, I spoiled her rotten. She picked up some of my really bad habits, including my propensity of gambling. Hashirama entered a fit of laughter. Back with the audience. Well, at least you could say you were as addicted to gambling as the first. Jiraiya continued laughing and teasing Tsunade, who only grumbled. Back with the orb. I am Sasuke Uchiha. There are a few things I need to ask. Sasuke, Hiruzen said in shock. Heh, Tobirama laughed. An Uchiha. It's just like one to keep such company. Back with the audience, Fugaku and Mikoto frowned. Didn't know the second was a racist. Back with the orb. Tobirama, I told you to quiet spouting such bigotry. I'm not the person of interest here. Third, why did you give Itachi those orders? So you finally have been told the truth. Hiruzen straightened himself. We ordered him to kill his clan. Then we branded him as a traitor. We had him infiltrate Akatsuki and act as our lone spy, while his peers ignored him. Itachi from a very early age was sensitive to the legacy and ancestry of his predecessors. His assertiveness about the village's origin and the shinobi that bore from it was probably the reason why he never really had strong familial ties to his clan. He was always able to see the bigger picture, and what he was made him very restless. Back with the audience. If I had known he was so troubled by this, Mikoto sighed. Don't worry about it, honey. This time we will do everything we can to protect him, said Fugaku. Yes, don't worry, Mikoto. This time we will do everything we can to help you as well. Hiruzen looked down at his desk. I ask for your forgiveness for my action towards your clan. Hiruzen bowed to them. Lord Hokage, Fugaku said, please do not lower your head for us. That's right. How can we blame you for actions that you haven't done? Mikoto said hurriedly. We first will have to find out why we wanted to betray the leaf. Then perhaps we can work something out. I would be delighted to help. Hiruzen nodded to them. Back with the orb. At age 7, his wisdom was already on par with that of a Hokage, so we placed an unfathomable burden on his young shoulders, and he welcomed it with open arms and treated it like a personal mission. So he slaughtered his entire clan to prevent the coup, and in doing so, stopped an even greater bloodshed that would have ensued. He even agreed to join the Akatsuki as our spy, all of the sake for the village, with the lone condition that I shield his younger brother from harm. Back with the audience, such a weight on his shoulder, Hiruzen mutters, what have I done? For my sons to have such trouble with them in their whole lives, Mikoto said cryingly. Fugaku just silently held her, grunted in appreciation. Back with the orb. Sasuke looked as though he were about to cry, but steeled himself. First Hokage, what is the legacy of the leaf, and what purpose do the shinobi fill? Sasuke put on his hand. Depending on your answer, I will either crush Konoha or perhaps crush Konoha. Tobirama scoffed. This little brat inherited the Uchiha's malevolence. You dare make threats in front of me? His chakra flared and the room was filled with too grim and violent killing intent. Tobirama raised one finger. Second, Hiruzen yelled, Tobirama! Hashirama looked back at his brother and the two opposing chakra hit each other, seemingly about to cave the underground space. Your finger, release them now, Hashirama said. Take it easy, no need to spike your chakra to those levels, brother. Hashirama laughed. My apologies. We are in the midst of war. Uchiha Madara has been resurrected and has begun the genocide of all shinobi. The four Kages all have a look of shock on their faces. Back with the audience. Ugh, Kakashi grunted. The first and the second always were so frightening. They were powerful, yes, Jiraiya said. And yet, Lord Hokage, you stood up to the two of them. Mikoto grinned at Hiruzen. Hiruzen nodded, proud of himself. Back with the orb. Tobirama tried to make haste to the battlefield but found it difficult to do so. He used my cells to amplify the restraining properties of the reanimation. Hashirama laughed. Oh, Tobirama, slow on the uptake as always. Back with the audience. The first Hokage is quite an enigma, Kushina said. He's been moving on his own free will the whole time. That is why Orochimaru must tread lightly. Tsunade continued. The orb suddenly fizzled. Inoichi, is your chakra running low? Hiruzen asked. No, something is wrong with Naruto. Naruto clutched his head. Head splitting into two. After some time, Naruto panted. I'm okay now. The headache has just been occurring more frequently. We'll talk more about this later. Tsunade, take care of him. We'll talk about this later on, Naruto. Minato said. Kushina nodded along as Tsunade moved to his side to check upon him. As the orb reappeared. Back on the orb, Sasuke closed his eyes after hearing the tale from Hashirama. We joined the fray. I won't let my brother's life and the village perish like some afterthought. Sounds like a plan. Hashirama cheered on. Back with the audience. That's my boy. Fukaku smiled proudly. Back with the audience. Orb. Tobirama make preparations for immediate transport. That's not viable option since we're bound. Orochimaru laughed. I'll be joining you as well. As they left the Uchiha shrine and made their way to the top of Konoha's cliffside, Orochimaru, what do you have to gain by assisting Sasuke? I thought you wanted to see this village perish. While I was inside Kabuto, Orochimaru said, I realized that emulating me wasn't the correct way to go about things. I'm simply curious as to what this other path will for Sasuke. Orochimaru's voice was drowned out by Hashirama yelling, Hokages! From this glorious perch, you had a bird's eye view and kept safe watch all this time. I implore you to continue your vigilance over our beloved village. Back with the audience. Oh, for crying out loud! Shut up, Grandpa! Tsunade face palmed / shouted. Back with the orb. I can finally see my son, Minato smiled. We haven't had many father-son moments, but I'll try to make it up for you with a special present. Back with the audience. I want to see my son too, Kushina whined, arms flaring around as her hair rose in anger, as everyone backed away from her. And what's this about your What's this present you're talking about, Minato? Minato put his hands in surrender. I don't know, honest. Naruto, tell me. Naruto scratched his chin. Well, that was... Kushina put a hand to his mouth. Wait, don't tell me. I want it to be a surprise. Hiruzen and Jiraiya shivered. Women. Oh my god. They both thought afraid of Kushina. Back with the orb. Every era has its memorable battles, but this one will be etched into history. Let's do this, Hashirama yelled. Link break. The screen changed back to the battlefield, Naruto panting hard in his Ninetales form. Looks like you aren't having a good time there, brat, Jiraiya commented. Ya think? Naruto nodded. Are you really going to be alright if you keep this up? That's a lot of chakra being expanded, and at such great speed too. Kakashi braced himself to erase the 10 tails entirely. In the orb, back with the audience. Kakashi, above you, Minato shouted. Back with the orb. You may think you're slick, but I can read you like an open book, Kakashi. Obito grabbed Kakashi's shoulders. Naruto, take care of things here. He was sucked into Kamui's dimension with Obito. Back with the audience. My god. Hiruzen cupped his mouth. Tornadoes, twisters, and lightning wept across the land, destroying everything with a central crater. The amount of casualties might be crazy at this time, Tsunade said. There were little actually, Naruto corrected her. What? How is that possible? The Ninetales chakra cloak protected most of them from the burnt of it. Won't that drain your chakra really fast? Rin asked. It really did. Naruto stood on the battlefield, blooded and panting, no longer in his Ninetale form. Looks like I'm out of gas. The Ninetales cloak started disappearing from the shinobis and the battlefield. In the end, this is all you were capable of. Something else has piqued my interest. Don't worry, I'll make it quick and painless. Back in the audience. Like hell you will, Jiraiya frowned. Now it's their turn to protect you, Hiruzen said. Back with the orb. A line of shinobi stood in front of Naruto. Everyone, let's show him our solidarity, Hinata said. Sakura left behind Naruto and started to heal him. I'll have you good as new in a flash. Back with the audience. Whoa. Obito's chakra started leaking out and moved forward until it grabbed onto Naruto's body. Am I becoming my future self? Am I killing Naruto right now? His arm flayed around the chakra, trying to push it back into itself. It almost looked comical. No, Naruto chuckled. I think your chakra is instinctively melding with mine, since we bonded just now. It just means something happening with you and Kakashi-sensei. Naruto let Obito's chakra bond with him once more. The orb changed along with the scene. Link break at the orb. Kakashi jumped forward with the Raikiri aimed at Obito's face, but in the end couldn't strike him down. Still can't pull the trigger, Obito mocked. You have a number of opportunities to finish me off. You of all people showing mercy to your enemy. I really have seen it all. Obito mocked further. Obito frowned. Cat caught your tongue? Or is it guilt eating you away? Do you wake up in the middle of night knowing you violently failed to live up to your promise? Or are you hoping that I'll have some miraculous change of heart? Back in the audience. That's ironic and a huge foreshadowing, Naruto chuckled. Back with the orb. Obito, let's stop this all. Your dream was to become a Hokage. Naruto is still driven by the same dream. The things that came out of your mouth then are the same things that Naruto says now. Maybe, subconsciously, you want that younger version of you to last out at the person you are now. The person you've become. Back with the audience. You bet your dumb ass I would. Obito clenched his fist. I beat my future self's ass if I could. I should be able to understand Naruto's feelings better than anyone. We both want to become Hokage. Come on! Obito looked at his future self. I know that it's good me is in there somewhere. I know it. Back with the orb. But Obito only laughed mirthlessly. I'll let you in on a little secret. Any feelings of guilt or self-condemnation you felt are absurd. If you really think that impetuous for the things and you did in the war, you and Jin, well, you really need to stop flattering yourselves. Obito stood up and rammed himself into Kakashi's Raikiri, straight through his own heart, reminiscent of the time with Rin. I've always known the truth, Obito panted. I'm well aware that Rin chose to die that day, that she made you strike the fatal blow with your Raikiri. Back with the artist. Then why? Why am I still so like this? Obito asked. Am I just angry that Kakashi didn't keep his promise to protect Rin? He had no choice. He didn't want this all. I started watching so I could get my revenge for this petty and childish reason? Obito, Minato said sternly. Quiet. He said softly the last word. Back with the orb. In the end, you failed to protect Rin. So in my eyes, you were an imposter. And Rin was never meant to leave this world. So Rin that died was also an imposter. The one who put this hierarchy into place. The village, the shinobi. The realization of what that ideology leads to is what shattered my hope and dreams. That's the world is nothing but bullshit. Back with the audience. I've gone insane. Obito fell back into his chair. I need some major therapy. Sounds like this is all my fault, Rin said. Obito and Kakashi vehemently denied it. It's not. Was just Kakashi was at loss of words, not knowing what to say to back up his claims that it wasn't her fault. Naruto's words. Obito started. Having no comrades around at all makes my heart ache so much. He clenched his chest. His feelings, the raw emotions, were once mine. Obito looked at his future self again. They have to be in there somewhere. He paused when the screen showed a gruesome sight. Back with her. Somewhere inside of me. Take a good look. There's nothing inside of me anymore. I don't feel pain. I don't feel anything. The place where Obito's heart should be was just a hollow hole with no veins or muscles or anything. You need to let all that guilt go, Kakashi. This wide and wind hole wasn't your doing. It was made by this evil, cruel world. Back with the orders. That's not you, Obito. Minato placed a hand on his heart. What real is here? Obito put a hand to his beating heart. Yes, Sensei. Back with the orb. This area right here has brought me nothing but pain. What was the point in having it? So I threw it all away. You too. It must have caused you a fair amount of suffering, has it not? In front of Rin's grave, in front of my grave. Obito lifted a hand and a younger Obito and Rin appeared at the sight. Rin is here, and your ideal version of me as well. I like you, Kakashi, Rin said. I'm gonna become a Hokage, Obito taunted. Whatever you desire in this world, I'm creating. Just ask. and you shall receive. Let me feel that void in your heart. Back with the audience. Kakashi isn't that stupid, Rin said. Back with the orb. Kakashi swiped his blazing arm across the two illusions. Rin isn't here anymore, but you're still alive because of this. With this, the way they are now, do you really think burying the hole in our hearts will fix everything? Back with the audience. That's right, Ruzin agreed. The dead. He gave an apologetic nod to Rin. It's okay, Lord Okage. The dead do not have a say in the problem of the living. We do not live in the past, but live in the present. Back with the audience. Disregarding Rin's wishes while she lived is wrong. Rin sacrificed herself for the sake of this village. Obito frowned heavily, his eyes narrowing. Playing make-believes in that head of yours. Trying to fill up that void is nothing but a sham. The screen cut black to the battlefield, showing the Tantals transforming into a large Rafflesia flower, creating a large chakra bomb aimed at Naruto. Back with the orb. How are we supposed to take that thing out without Naruto's chakra? A shinobi asked. Sakura yelled across the battlefield. We made this far, so quit sniveling and grow up here. Naruto's doing everything he can in his power to help us any way he can. Naruto made it perfectly clear just now. I'll get Naruto good as new. Sakura started healing him as best as quickly she would. Well, we all have to do our part now. If we're going to die here and now, rather than cowering, let's all perish with our heads up high. Back with the audience. Your apprentice really is something, huh, Tsunade? Jiraiya asked, almost as good as mine. Which one are you talking about? Well, of course it's me, right, Sensei? Minato pointed to himself. Yeah. Jiraiya gave him a weepy grin. Sensei? Minato pouted. I know Naruto's great and all, but would it kill you to praise me just a little bit? Back with the orb. All the shinobi created multiple layers of stone walls to try and slow the chakra bomb from reaching them, but it easily crashed through many of them, still racing towards Naruto. A-Tails used its own body to try and slow it down. Even further, the flash of its body burning as it contacted the bomb. Back in the Kamui dimension, Obito spoke again. Your words may be pretty, but the rings hollow. In the end, only by throwing away the promises of your comrades can you free yourself and achieve true happiness in this world. Kakashi stepped up. In the shinobi world, those that break the written and unwritten rules are deemed trash. But that is it may seem. Those that would disregard their comrades so easily are even worse than trash. And those who don't have the decency to respect the memories of their comrades are the worst. The only one who's denying them is the present you. Back with the audience. You tell me, Kakashi. Obito said, fist clenching. Looks like you're turned out to be a splendid shinobi, Kakashi. Minato patted on his back. The orb changed and sorted the screen. Isn't that my Kamui? Oh, sorry. Isn't that my kunai? Have we finally arrived in the battlefield? Minato asked excitedly. In the nick of time. Back with orb. Am I late? Minato asked as he teleported in front of them. Nope. Naruto grinned. Right on time, Dad. I'm Minato Namikaze, and you guys should probably brace yourself for impact. Back with the audience. The tail beast bomb is going to be teleported away, Minato said before his head tilted in confusion. Also, Naruto, shouldn't you be taking my last name? Why is it still Uzumaki? Minato was hit on the head by Kushina. Don't try to take away my only connection to my son. He's keeping the Uzumaki surname. Ow! Okay, Kushina, calm down. Minato shielded himself. Sensei, help! Jiraiya watched from behind Tsunade, trembling. You got this, Minato. He held a thumbs up. Back with the orb. The ocean and mountainside erupted as the bomb landed in it, exploding. Relax. I'm one of the good guys. Thanks for accelerating Naruto's recovery. Minato laughed. By chance, are you his girlfriend? Back with the audience. Don't try to steal him away from Hinata, you witch. Kushina glared and hissed. We already have an heir. Back with the orb. You could say that, Naruto agreed. I mean, if you're splitting here, I guess. Sakura headbutted him hard. Shut it! Focus on regaining your strength. That hurts. I thought you were supposed to heal the injuries, not inflict them on me. Naruto groaned. Let's just heal that as well, while I'm at it. Back with the audience. Sakura is eerily similar to Kushina. Minato shivered. Back with the audience. I leave my son in your capable hands. Minato's sweat dropped. The three other Kage landed on the ground. Tobirama laughing to himself. Fourth, looks like my teleportation pales in comparison to yours. I love crashing parties. Hashirama cheered. Back with the audience. Getting complimented by the second Hokage. Not bad, Namikaze. Fukaku nodded in acknowledgement. Back with the audience. Back with the orb. Madara leapt up from the smoke and onto a vantage point. Hashirama! I've longed for this day. I'll settle my unfinished business with you in a bit. Madara looked as though he were about to fault on his own face. Back with the audience. Jiraiya and Obito fell back laughing at his expression. Oh dear, I've seen it all already. Jiraiya chuckled. Dad, about to show me his present. Naruto beamed. What present? Like a medical toolbox that could come in handy right now? Minato rubbed the back of his head. You really held your own, Naruto. Rest up for a bit. Your friend should be here shortly. Don't worry, he's on our side too. Minato said before turning serious, taking a deep breath. Back with the audience. Looks like Sasuke's on his way here as well, Mikoto said, looking around the battlefield for her son. Back with the orb. Hokages, let's do this, Hashirama encouraged. Minato cave flickered with flames before it covered his body instantly, going into the nine-tailed state, exactly same to Naruto's. Back with the audience. What? Tsunade and Kushina jumped out of their seats. Even Hiruzen was surprised. You sealed the yank half into me, but the nine-tail was too powerful to be sealed all at once, so you took the yin half in yourself, Naruto explained. Wow, I look so cool, Minato said to himself admiringly. So, we can cut back on the heater during the winter's seasons, right? Cause it looks like I have a portable heater right here. Kushina giggled, running a hand across Minato's chest. Obito gagged. Jiraiya and Rin blushed, which made Tsunade hit him. But I don't have the nine tails in me right now. Minato blushed as red as Kushina's hair. Kushina stuck out her tongue, playfully giggling. Back with the orb. The four Kages created the formation of the Red Suns. A powerful red barrier soon encased the arena in which the Ten Tails was sitting on. As soon as that happened, Sasuke landed on the battlefield in front of the Naruto and Sakura. Fashionably late, huh, Sasuke? The surrounding ninjas were instantly on guard against him, but Sasuke spoke quietly. A lot has happened, and I've decided to protect Konoha. Furthermore, I am going to become Hokage. The audience was silent, even Fugaku and Mikoto were stunned. Hokage? That's a bit of stretch. Hiruzen sighed, massaging his temple. Back with the orb. Naruto stood and walked up beside him. I'm the one that's going to become Hokage. Thanks for healing me, Sakura. Your turn to rest up. Naruto braced himself. Let's go, Sasuke. Back with the audience. Heh. Don't sleep on my apprentice like that. Tsunade hit her hand while her fist. I trained that girl myself. She'll do me proud. Back with the orb. Sakura leapt up to where Naruto and Sasuke were standing. Do you really think I'd just sit back and play the damsel in distress? Did Tsunade strain her discipline as ferociously as the other seinin? Sakura, Naruto started. Just a bit more. Once I collected a little more chakra, I'll be able to unleash my full power. After all, I'm a member of Team 7 and a disciple of a Sanin. Sakura's eyes were filled with determination, leaving no room for argument. Naruto beamed. Alright, Team 7 reunited and better than ever. The three of them looked out to the battlefield, ready to fight together again. Back with the audience. The screen faded to black, Inoichi's stomach grumbling loudly. That's the end of my tether. I need food. I'm sorry. But we were just getting to the best part of the battle, Obito whined. We will continue tomorrow. Get a good night's sleep, everyone, Hiruzen told them. Like I'll be able to get any sleep after seeing something like that, without the outcome. Tsunade grumbled. Kushina sharing the sentiment. Naruto laughed as they walked out of the Hokage's tower back to their homes. Our home, huh? That has a nice ring to it, Naruto thought to himself. as this is where I'm going to be leaving this part of, guys. I hope you like this one, and if you do, please leave a like and subscribe to my channel. And I will be uploading the movie later on today. And this is Apollo Uchiha, and I'm signing out. Peace.